Good morning and welcome back to another FPL Forbesy on this Sunday morning before match day 3. We're going to be revealing our wild card team for you here this morning. I hope that it brings you some ideas for potentially for your wild card or transfers that you're bringing in on this match day 3. Now, I specifically targeted a few different fixtures. Unfortunately, I've been a little bit unlucky with some of the picks that I had in match day 1 and match day 2. Of course, match day 2, I used the limitless. As you can see here up on the screen, a very sad 49 points. However, I do think that I was slightly unlucky. Now, stepping into the transfers that I did here, we'll start at the back. I've kept the combination of Hardecki as well as Donnarumma. The Italians are looking very, very good. They have already qualified, so there's a potential rotation risk for Donnarumma. Let's see quickly. I'll just quickly clean up who I need to bring in here. Okay, now that I've sorted out the substitutions here, we can go across, look at their fixture date times as well. So Donnarumma plays, of course, on the 20th. They play against Wales. If we look across quickly at Ben Crellin's, we can see here clean sheet, the Italian match day 3 against Wales, a very high probability of a clean sheet there. So hence why he's going in. The Italians have done superbly well and definitely someone to consider going further into the tournament as well. But Hardecki here, they'll be playing Belgium, who have already qualified and are going through. Finland, of course, would secure them going through if they got a victory here. He's going to start. There's no risk of rotation for their Belgium fixture. And because they went down to Russia 1-0, they'll be looking to get a point here. Again, at his price point, has now gone up to 4.2 million. Very, very good. It's allowed me some flexibility in terms of getting some more higher priced players further up the pitch. That leads us into our first fixture and, of course, into the defense of Ricardo Rodriguez. He is a penalty taker potentially. Switzerland have got a draw and, of course, a loss and will be searching for a win against Turkey, who have been fairly poor as well coming up to this fixture. They will want to get into the last 16 and a win here would do that for them. He's their best attacking option from the back, and with that penalty or chance of penalty taker, he's definitely someone to consider and someone who I have put in, as you can see here. The Dutch are playing North Macedonia. Need I say anymore? The Dutch have qualified for the final 16, and while he's only come on and played 26 minutes in their previous two fixtures, I suspect rotation, and Owen Wijnaldum seems to be someone who should be coming into your team, and I've put him in also an attacking option from the back for them, and at 4.5 million has allowed again to do some better priced options further up the pitch, potential attackers. So he's coming in and was hugely praised for his attacking abilities previously, leading up to the tournament. So he's coming in here. The Italians play again tonight, and they'll be playing a very average Wales side. Toli came in and played 20 minutes. I suspect the Azuri will rotate a lot because they've already qualified. And Rafael seems to be a great attacking option. He got that assist just in the 20 minutes that he played for Italy, and definitely someone to consider against Wales. I brought him in again at that 4.5. What an absolute steal. Then, what an amazing fixture Robin Gosens had against Portugal. Germany played absolutely fantastically well, and the 4-2 scoreline should have been more to Germany. Gosens gets 2 assists and scored an amazing header on the back post. He's definitely coming in. The Germans will need a win here. If I go across to the standings, let's go down to the German into Group F. They're sitting on 3 points here. They will need to get a win in order to secure their going through. Of course, if France get a win against Portugal, they are guaranteed to go through. If they get a draw against Portugal, they're on 5 points. Germany get a win, they're on 6 points and are through. Portugal likewise. The Portuguese-French game will be very, very interesting. I have not, for obvious reasons, gone for their particular fixture, because if we go back to our Ben Crellin graphic here, if you're not following Ben Crellin, go ahead and do that. He puts out these amazing spreadsheets so we can look and see, statistically speaking, which games we should be targeting and therefore which players. But if we see the France-Portugal game here, the probability of 3 or more goals is extremely low at 0.15. When we compare that to, say, the Germany-Hungary game, 0.52, and of course the Spanish-Slovakia game at 0.52 as well. So let's go back. Here we are. Goossens, of course, that's why we're targeting the German, because of those fixtures before, because of the statistics spoken about beforehand. The Hungarians have been particularly difficult to beat in Budapest. And if we quickly cop across to the fixtures here, what time is the key as well. You see, Germany play Hungary in the evening in Budapest. It's definitely a lot cooler. These evening fixtures, later evening fixtures, they haven't been as hot, and I think a probability of a more high scoring game. That's just my personal opinion, but I've all the games I've watched, of which I've watched all of the fixtures, these hot games tend to take it out of the players big time. Then finally, into my final defensive option here of Lucas Hernandez. Played extremely well in this French victory against Germany, got a clean sheet and got of that assist as well. And against Portugal, France need a win would secure them going through. A draw would get them through as well. If we go back to their standings here, if France get a draw, they go 5 points, and they would leave it in limbo, because if Germany and Portugal, if Germany beat Hungary, which the probability is higher, they'll get 6 points and of course go through. If France draw, and Portugal will be on 4 points, because the French, of course, are playing the Portuguese. So Portugal will be on 4 points, France will be on 5 points. But that negative mindset seems to have been put to one side, and a win would secure them. And let's be honest, with Lucas Hernandez in that back lineup as a left wing back for France, they looked way more attacking. Lucas Digne, look, no personal attack on Lucas Digne, he's a very good footballer, but looked second best to Lucas here when they played last night in their 4-2 loss to Germany. Now, moving into the midfield, we've got some serious differentials here, mainly because I suspect a lot of rotation with the pre-qualified teams. First off, Croatia need to have a win against Scotland. They are sitting on 1 point here, but a win could get them through. If the Czech Republic, of course, are playing England, both are sitting on 4 points. If Croatia get a win, 3 points, they also sit on 4 points. Scotland will be searching for a win as well. They've been very good defensively, but attackingly with Adams and Dykes up front, they just haven't looked like they have had the quality at the other end of the pitch to get them through. Croatia, on the other hand, with the likes of Ivan Perisic, of course, with Luka Modric and so on, they're looking very, very good. He had a very good fixture and scored a goal against the Czech Republic, and he's coming in. If anything's going to be happening for the Croatians, it's going to be coming through Perisic. They're going to be searching for a win. They're going to be on the attack. That's why I put him in the team. Once again, here again for Yarmolenko against you in the Ukraine-Austria match. If we flick across onto Ben Crellin's here, it's going to be a fairly even match. Both teams need a win. Clean sheets are fairly low. Again here, there isn't a high probability of a big scoring match, 3 or more goals. But you figure if there's going to be a goal, Andrei Yarmolenko is definitely going to be part of that goal. And he's coming in because I think he's such a quality player and has been very, very good. I am concerned for his fitness, however, but I do have Havertz here on the bench who could come in and replace him. Again, he plays on the 21st as well. So you want to be rotating that captaincy. I will be putting the captaincy on Rodrigo for the first match, as opposed to Yazenchi only because he's got a higher ceiling, potential clean sheets, potential assists from defenders, very, very high point scorers. And of course, that if he does get a penalty, which Switzerland might do against Turkey, he's going to be taking them. So he's got a higher ceiling, hence why he gets the captain on the first match day. But we'll talk about the captaincy in a bit. Moving on then to Yazenci. He has been underwhelming in what has been a very underwhelming Turkish side. They have lost both of their opening fixtures and will be looking to secure a win, and at least against against Switzerland rather. They have absolutely nothing to lose. They need to get a win. They're going to be playing attacking football. They're going to be more open. And I suspect a very high scoring game here. 2-1, 3-1, that sort of a range. Potentially 4 or more goals in the game. If we look at the statistics, however, so that's just a personal feeling for me. Switzerland are more favorites to beat Turkey. They're a semi-high possibility of getting clean sheets. And look at this, it is a low probability of 3 or more goals. So if you're going on numbers, that is something to consider. But I have thought that if someone from the Turkish side is going to be part of a goal or is going to be scoring a goal, Yusuf Yazinci is going to be that person. Next, a bit of a differential here. I've gone for Jack Grealish. He came on briefly for the last half hour or so of their game against Scotland. Looked good. He always draws players into him and seems to get a lot of fouls against him. The one thing that I noticed as well is that Sterling played the full 90 or the full game. Foden was subbed off, of course. But Jack Grealish, I think England are going to need to rotate their players as well. I see Jack Grealish being a very good sort of player in this Czech Republic setup. I think he's going to draw defenders in, create space for other players. And I have a feeling that Gareth Southgate will be turning a bit more towards Jack Grealish in this fixture, and I have thrown him in again here. If he doesn't play he plays on the 22nd. I've got these replacements on the 23rd to bring in if he doesn't start or bring me any attacking returns. Then going up front, we have Lewandowski. Poland need a win. They've lost against Slovakia, they drew against Spain, and they need desperately a win against Sweden. Sweden have been incredibly good at defending in this tournament. It's going to be very difficult for Poland to beat Sweden, but given the fact that Lewandowski is on penalties, he is their main player. He's going to get the attacking returns. He got a very good goal against Spain, of course, an amazing header. So Lewandowski's in because I think Poland are going to fight tooth and nail. They're going to be going full gas the whole game. So Lewandowski's in my side here. Yaremchuk, again, they've got a very good fixture against Austria, who have been there or thereabouts. I don't think they are very sound defensively. And Roman Yaremchuk is looking in very good form, and I suspect will get on the score sheet here, and along with his teammate here, Yarmolenko. Next, the Dutch side, it's been very hard to get in those players that were in the teams where I thought there was going to be a lot of rotation. Of course, Netherlands have qualified for the final 16. Weghorst has been there or thereabouts, and I just have a sneaky suspicion that he is going to be on the end of some points against what, let's be honest, a particularly poor North Macedonia team. They seem to play extremely well for 75-80 minutes, but that last 10 minutes they seem to taper off, unfortunately. North Macedonia have nothing to lose, really. If we go across into their group quickly, they have 0 points. The probability of them beating Netherlands is very, very low. They may do it, of course, but the probability is very, very low. And they've got nothing to lose, really. So I see a less defensive game and a more attacking game for them. Hence why I see Weghorst coming in here and scoring goals for the Dutch. On my bench, as I previously mentioned, Hardiki will come in for Donnarumma if he doesn't play and is rotated out of the Italian squad for a rest in their match day 3. Goossens is the best attacking option for Germany down that left-hand side. He got banged up and looked very, very tired at the end of their game, a 4-2 win against Portugal, but he's their best attacking option from the back. Lucas Hernandez, as previously mentioned, will come in if I get no returns for the first 3 that are starting here. And Havertz got, I don't know how he didn't get more goals here. He seemed to be in and around that last, in that 6-yard box, and just seemed to be this far away from getting a brace or a hat-trick. And in their last game against Hungary, Germany need a win in order to secure them going through, and Havertz, you have a feeling. I also like Serge Gnabry. Gnabry rather. Sorry, I'm absolutely terrible at pronunciation, but he's also another option, and again looked almost on the edge of things, much like Jack Grealish really. But Havertz seems to be the guy, the pinpoint at the front of that attack for Germany, along with Müller. So I brought him in for that reason, and he plays on the 23rd. As I say, about the captaincy, we'll start on Rodriguez rather, for on the 20th today, this evening will be happening. Then going across to Yarmolenko. On the 22nd, it's a bit of a higher probability that it'll go to Jack Grealish. The English need a win to secure them going through to the final 16, and against the Czech Republic you would think that England are going to off favorites to win that game, and Jack going to be on the scoring sheet. It will be a tough differential captain pick potentially for Ivan Perisic against Scotland. Scotland have been, as I said before, sound defensively, so I may captain him. But my target captaincy is going to be either Goossens or Havertz against Hungary. The probability, if we switch across again to Ben Crellin's graphic here, that Germany versus Hungary fixture at 0.52, moral 3 or more goals is going to be, it's the highest alongside Spain versus Slovakia. And the only reason why I haven't got Spanish attackers in this team, because they dominated their 2 previous games in terms of possession. But Morata, Gerrard, they just, Marino, Gerrard, they just don't look like they have that clinical finishing. I like the look of Elmo as well, and of course Jordi Alba, who has been in my team previously, but I've taken out all of my Spanish assets just because I just don't back Spain. They haven't looked themselves, and I don't see it turning around at this point in time. So based on that reason, hence why I brought in more of the German players. I hope you found this video interesting today. If you're new, please hit that like button, the subscribe, and of course the notification bell to get the latest on all the videos that we release. It's been wonderful. My name is Murray Forbes. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.